So when we're doing stuff for the Maverix courses, we try and kind of reshape and rebuild or tidy up as much as we're allowed to do by the slope. So what we've got here is the new Maverix rail, and this was the tester session on a Thursday night, and Hemel allowed me to kind of go in and just build the kicker onto it. And it's pretty obvious what I'm doing here is literally the rail's kind of iced in, it's all nice and straight and all that kind of stuff, and the key is just to pile in loads of snow to begin with, so you've got something to work with, and then get rid of any of the basic lumps and stuff like that that might be in the snow. So once you've got the right height for the kind of kicker you want to work with, then you need to get the basic shape. And the key with rail kickers is just to have them super smooth. Not too much of a whip on them, just so you can really float on, because you don't need any dramas when you're trying to do something quite technical onto a rail. I'm using a park rake that we've imported from the States, but you can also use a shovel, just something with a nice flat head if possible, so you can make the kicker as smooth as you can. Now once I've got the main height for the central kicker, then what I'm going to do is just cut the sides so I've got enough room to shape out each side here. These metal shovels have a really nice straight edge on them, so they're great for kind of getting nice clean cuts out of the snow once it's settled a little bit. So once I've trimmed the sides down, I've got the basic height of the side that I want, and then I just need to increase the width of that, because obviously if guys are going to spin onto the rail, then they need a little bit of width to make that super easy. And then once again with the part rake, I can just get the basic profile, and the key is trying to make it super smooth, not whippy. So you know the shape of a typical banana, we don't want that, we want it super easy and super mellow for people. Now we come to one of the most important elements here, which is icing. So I'm just trying to give it a nice even spread of water. Now I've got a good metal watering can here, so you get all the water nicely over the kicker, but not in too many large clumps. And once you've got that, next most important bit is just to get a bit of dusting of snow onto the face of the jump, otherwise it'll just turn into solid ice. So we want to make it super smooth once we've got this nice soft snow, and try and throw on snow which hasn't got too many lumps in. You can also tidy up the sides again, and then for extra strength and make sure that it maintains its shape, I could just ice the side of the kicker. And then once again, smoothing out all this fresh snow with the icy underlayer so it really starts to bind and creates a good grippy surface. Now with this stage you really want to let the snow settle a little bit, and once you've done your main icing on the top, then it should bind, so it shouldn't fall apart too much when you do the cuts, if you can be bothered to make stuff look really nice. if you have any lumps that do fall out, if you ice that little gap that you've got, throw on some fresh snow, then that'll bind and recreate that nice solid front again. And you can see, just making sure, re-ice, re-dust, so you get nice layers of ice so it really kind of holds up for a long amount of riding. Then once you've done all that, you just let the kicker settle for probably about 3-4 hours. That's what we did for this session, and then you can see the end result, which is a few of these clips in the evening.